Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and to our Discord server, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Right now, Cardano seems to still be in this WXY, WXY, WXY structure, and I know that can sound complicated, but trust me, it's not really that complicated. Right now, we seem to be in the X wave of the X wave right here, and I'm expecting a short-term pump very soon. Now keep in mind, if we get above this high in that pump, and if we get above, let's say, $1.15, then that would invalidate the WXY structure. Now of course you could say that this is just an overshooting X wave if we somehow get above it, but I don't think that will be the case. I think we will just go to the fifth wave right here, and keep in mind, to confirm that we have bottomed in the fourth wave, we have to get above this high here first. Now we already have a 1-2 set up on the chart, so we could theoretically start the third wave now, and if we do, let me actually give you a target zone for that, just so you can have it. So this is the target zone for the third wave move to the upside. I don't know if this is what's happening, but if we are going in a fifth wave, then this will be the third wave of that fifth wave. It should get to approximately $1.21. If we do not get to that level, then this will most likely just be an overshooting B wave or an X wave, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see what happens with this. I also want to talk about the RSI. As you can see, the RSI on the 4-hour chart is currently at about 53, which is good. We are no longer overbought like we were down here or down here or down here. Well, actually up here. And yeah, the price could continue to go up. Keep in mind, we have two scenarios on the chart. Both of them are bullish in the long term, so it does not really matter what happens right now. Now, of course, it matters if you want to actually buy Cardano, but if you already bought Cardano down here, then you should not really care about what's happening right here. And honestly, I don't really care either. I mean, I bought when we were down here and when we were down here, so I have nothing to worry about. But if you did not buy down here and you want to buy up here, then of course, you're gonna have to wait for a correction. Now, like I said, we could get the correction right now, or we could delay it by getting a fifth wave of the fifth wave right here. Now, keep in mind, I did say that it is possible that this was the fifth wave of the fifth wave, and if that's the case, then I will change the wave count if I get a confirmation that that's the case. But right now, I think this wave count is valid, and I think it will play out either to the downside or to the upside. If we go down right now, to confirm that we are actually in a much bigger ABC structure, we need a break below this low right here, and then a break below this first wave right here would invalidate my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. So if the chart does not like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup that I have on the chart, breaking below this low right here would confirm that the first wave has actually topped here and that we're actually going down in a second wave move. So you know, the second wave move down could be deep. It could get to like 66.9 cents or 56.5 cents, but it should not really get to the 0.618 level. I mean, that's the worst case scenario. If that happens, then we should bounce fairly quickly, and if we don't bounce after we get there, if we get there, then, you know, I will turn bearish because we are not really allowed to go below this first wave high right here, which is at about 40 cents. I mean, we are allowed to go there, but it would be way too deep for a second wave move down, and the chances of invalidating the structure will become much bigger. I also want to talk about a comment that I read yesterday. So someone told me that it is possible for Cardano to top in the summer of 2025 rather than in November and September, because in this cycle the halving happened like 2 months earlier than in the previous cycle. And well, let's check that out. As you can see, the 2020 halving happened on May 11th, 2020, and Cardano topped in September of 2021. So let's actually check out how long that took. Let's go on the, I guess, daily for this. From the day of the halving to Cardano's all-time high, it took about 480 days. Right now, if we take this halving, which actually happened about 1 month earlier than the previous halving, if we go 480 days into the future, that puts us in August of 2025. So yeah, I guess that sounds like a good prediction, but let's actually check out what happened in the cycle before that as well. As you can see, Cardano topped in January of 2018. Actually, it topped on January 5th, 2018. And of course, you could say that here Cardano did not really have a price history, so it just topped when the other altcoins topped as well, but that does not really matter. Let's actually check out when the previous halving happened, and for that we need to go on the Bitcoin chart. So in 2016, the halving happened on July 9th. If we take that and we go to January 2018 when Cardano topped, we get 546 days. So in the 2017 cycle, it took Cardano 546 days to top after the halving. Now of course Cardano was launched in like December of 2017, so of course it was not around for this, but it could have taken Cardano about 546 days to top if it were around right here. Now that's just speculation and nobody really knows if that's the case, but let's actually check out some other coins like Dogecoin. I know this is not a Dogecoin video, but it's important to see when this topped. And as you can see, Dogecoin pretty much topped at the exact same time as Cardano in the 2017 cycle and 2018 cycle, so yeah, most altcoins topped here, and this happened like 540 days after the halving. However, in the previous cycle, Cardano topped 480 days after the halving, so that's like a 3 to 4 month difference. And I don't know which cycle we will follow, it's really hard to say, to be honest with you. But what I know is that it takes Cardano about 480 days on average to top after the halving. Well, not on average, this is actually the minimum amount of time Cardano needs to top after the halving. So if we extend this to like 540 days, that puts us in October of 2025. And that's when I'm expecting Bitcoin to top. So I don't know if Cardano will top at the exact same time as Bitcoin, or if it will top a month later than Bitcoin like it did in the previous cycle. But it does not really matter. All I know is that Cardano should top somewhere between August and let's say October or November of 2025. And why am I telling you that? Well, because I believe it's important. I believe it's actually very important. If you bought down here, you should know when to sell. And right now, maybe you could take some profit. I'm not gonna tell you when to take profit, but you know, if you want to take profit, you should probably wait until the post-halving year, after Bitcoin dominance has already went down. So Bitcoin dominance has not gone down, it only went down like 3%. As you can see, we have not had an altcoin season. So, you know, there is still time for that. And like I said, Cardano still has time to get an altcoin season. And not only Cardano, but the other altcoins as well. I also want to check out something entirely different. And well, it's actually not that different. I want to check out how long it took for Bitcoin dominance to top after the halving. So as you can see in the 2020 cycle, it took Bitcoin dominance about 230 days to top after the Bitcoin halving. In the 2016 cycle, if you zoom in on this, you can see that it took Bitcoin dominance about 230 days to start the altcoin season. Now, it already topped prior to this, so you know, this was just a lower top. And yeah, the real altcoin season started down here after 234 days. And what do you know? It's the exact same time period as this right here. So if we go to this cycle and we go about 230 days into the future from the halving, which was on April 20th, 2024, that puts us in December of 2024. So maybe it's safe to say that the altcoin season will start in December and it will not wait until January like it did in the previous cycle, because in the previous cycle the halving happened 1 month later than this cycle. So maybe it's safe to say that in this cycle we will top 1 month earlier, which would be pretty much right now or by the middle of December. Now, I'm not saying we have to copy what we did in the previous 2 cycles, but come on, we already did it 2 times. Why would we not do it for the 3rd time? Now, of course, we don't have to copy the exact same number of days, but as you can see here, exactly after 230 days, we had a dump on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and in the cycle before that, we also had this huge dump exactly after the same amount of days. So the altcoin season could theoretically start in December instead of January. I'm not going to give you a price prediction for Cardano again. If you want that, you should watch my previous videos. I just wanted you to know that we are early and that there is still time for the altcoins to go up. We have not had an altcoin season yet, and I believe we will get an altcoin season very, very soon. Maybe it will even start in the next couple of weeks. I would not be surprised. So we'll see what happens. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.